Hello everyone, welcome back to another video in this Python GUI series. So in the last video we have seen how we created a simple URL shortener with the help of the Kinter and the Pygubu designer libraries. And in this video we are going to see how this software can be converted into an exe file. Okay, so how we can make a executable file out of this. Okay, so let's quickly begin. So before we go ahead, I will just show you what this software does that we have created in the last session. So basically when you run this program, this is how the program opens. Okay, and you can enter any URL you want to shorten and click on shorten, and that should provide you with a short URL. Okay, so let's just wait. Yeah, so I have misspelled the URL, so HTTP, and click, and that gives you the short URL. Okay, so it's very simple program. Now let us see how we can create an executable file for our OS. Okay, so I'm using Windows, so similar process can be followed for other operating systems also. Okay, so the first thing that we need is that we require a bundler. Okay, so for this bundler we are going to use a software called Pyinstaller. Okay, so let's open our command prompt and let's check, let's install Pyinstaller. So before I do install Pyinstaller on my system, let me just show you. So let's do pip list, and you can see I have installed so many packages in my global workspace. So in my computer all these packages are there. Right now the problem here is that for my application I don't need so many packages, right? So it would be better if I could create my own a small environment where only the required packages are there. Okay, so let us first set up that. So whenever you do applications which you want to export it later on to some other computer, it is better that you create a virtual environment and work on that, so that your global packages doesn't interfere with your local packages. Okay, so so I've shown you what all packages are installed on my computer. So let's now create a virtual environment for us. Okay, so the first step in doing so is let's go to our desktop. So we have to select a place where we are going to keep our files. Okay, and let's make a directory, so mkdir. Okay, and let's call it, let's suppose my URL shortener. Okay, so I'm just going to make a folder called my URL shortener. Okay, let's get inside that folder, my URL shortener. Right, so now I'm inside the folder my URL shortener. Okay, now here I would like to paste my code. Okay, so let's open up my code. So it is in this folder, so this is my actual code. So let's copy that, and this is the new folder that I've created, and let's paste my code over here. Okay, so that's it. So my code is pasted. Now let's go back to our command line and let's do dir and check. Okay, so you can see right now there is only one file, the file that we have pasted. Right now we want to create a virtual environment in this particular location. Now there are multiple ways of doing this. Now from Python 3.1 onwards, Python it does include a way of making a virtual environment. So you can use that method, or you can install a package called Virtual Env using pip, and you can use that. Okay, so in any way the process is almost the same. So let me show you the Virtual Env method. Okay, so if you don't have this package installed, you can just do pip install virtual env, and that will install the virtual environment on your PC. Okay, so let me show you the first method, that is using virtual env. So virtual env. Okay, so if I press enter right now, you will see, so it shows me that the command is available, right? So that means it is installed. So the way you use it is you just say virtual env space the name of the virtual env that you want to create. Okay, so let's call it venv. Okay, so you can call it anything. I'm calling it venv and press enter. So this will create now a virtual environment for your app. So let me do a dir again and let me show you. So you will see when I do dir now, other than our Python file, now it also has a new folder. Okay, so you can see it's a di directory. That means there is a new folder called venv. So this is our virtual environment, right? Now if you do now to see whether your virtual environment is active or not, you can just do pip list again, and if you see all the tools again, that means you're still in your global installation. Okay, so now you're still not shifted to your virtual environment, right? So now the way this works is you have to first create the virtual environment and then you have to activate it, then only the things work. Okay, so let's see how to activate. So you just go inside the folder venv. Okay, so let me quickly do a dir, and you can see there is a venv folder. So let's go, there is a file called, let's go into venv, and inside that there is a scripts folder, and inside that there is an activate.bat. Okay, so this is the entire path. So venv folder, inside that scripts, and inside that activate.bat. Okay, so just press enter and you will see a slight difference now. Now this is saying that right now, so previously it was starting with the directly our path, but here you will see now once your venv is activated, it will begin with your environment, virtual environment name. Okay, so this is the name that we gave to our virtual environment. So that means now it is active. So let us check whether it is really active. So let's do pip list, and you will see that only 3 packages are there. Okay, nothing else is there. So all those installation of various packages, they are all gone now. So this is now in the virtual environment, so there is nothing other than what is required. Okay, so now let's try to let's run, let's say Python, let's say I just try var Python. Okay, so Python, and you will see that the default location of Python is now, the first location is inside the scripts folder. Okay, so that means now our Python file is we are running Python from the virtual environment and not from our computer. Okay, so our default location, sorry. And so now we can try to run this, run our software. Let's do Python and URL shortener. Okay, and press enter, and you will see it will give me an error. It says import request, so module not found error. So no module named request is there. Okay, so obviously we will, if you look at the pip list, there is no module called request, and because we are using REST API, so we had an import statement called import request. So this library has to be installed now. Okay, so let's see how to install it. So we will do pip install requests. Okay, and press enter. That will install request. So let's do pip list now and see if it is installed, and you can see there is this library request, and along with that few other libraries are there which request depends on. So that also is installed, and this is your final pip. Okay, so now let's try to run our code and see if it works. Okay, so if I run this, you will see it works perfectly. Okay, so that means our software is now working. Now we are ready to convert it into an exe. Okay, now to make it into an exe, I need another software or the bundler that is called as Pyinstaller. So I will just install that. So Pyinstaller and press enter. So now this will install Pyinstaller in our virtual environment, and let's wait for it to finish, and then we can go ahead and create our exe. Okay, done. So now our virtual env is done. Let's do pip list, and you can see Pyinstaller, right? Perfect. Now let's see how to convert our application into an exe. So the only thing you have to do is just run Pyinstaller space the name of the application. Okay, so the source code, right? So URL Shortner.py. So if I press enter, that should start building up our code and bundle it into a exe file. Okay, and that's it, it's done. So now if I do dir again, you will see few more softwares are there. There is a build folder, now there is a dist folder, and some other folders are there. So what we are interested is in the dist folder. Okay, so let's open up this dist folder in the our folder that we have created. So this dist folder is where our exe is generated. You can see there is a folder called URL Shortner, and if I open this, you will see a exe called URL Shortner. This is our final application. Okay, so if I execute this, you will see my app runs. Okay, so that's it. So this is how you can create a simple URL Shortner app with the help of Pyinstaller. You have bundled it. So that is it. I hope this video was informative. Thank you for watching.